Good morning. How are you, my man?
Good morning. What's up?
How are you? It's I'm.
I love the show. I like the couch. Look at this.
Yeah, it's the couch of tears, as we call it, because many people get on this and they actually start crying. Well, not comedians, but people from the show, chicks,
nice.
that kind of
What's
stuff.
up, man?
How you doing?
It's like a drug dealer's couch.
You are.
What's going on?
You know a lot about drug dealers because you're from Detroit.
I'm from Detroit.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I read that. And,
yeah, we wasn't scared when the government shut down because we've been shut down. We're coming back.
You know, I just read that someone was trying to. I don't know if you saw this in the news. A guy who lives in Detroit was. He really wanted the iPhone 6, and he was willing. He put an ad out. He's willing to trade his house in Detroit for an iPhone 6. That shows you.
It's bad that it's worth the same right now.
Yes.
Because Dan Gilbert gonna do the same thing with our city that he did with this one.
So you think he's going to rebuild Detroit?
I do.
Back
He's
up?
like the real life Monopoly guy, just buying stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really cool to see him do his thing.
What was it like growing up in Detroit? Was it? Did you live in a good area, bad
both.
area?
Both.
Okay.
Both. When I was 15, my dad moved 9 kids to the suburbs from the hood.
9 kids.
Yeah. The school was very. They would put my picture in every grade in the yearbook so the school can look diverse.
9 kids.
You be the only black person in the class. They talk about slavery. Everybody look at you.
Wow.
As the slaves came to America, I'm like, hey y'all.
Wait, so you have 8 brothers and sisters?
Yes, it's 8 of us.
I'm
5.
That's incredible to me.
I'm
really.
5, yeah.
You're the 5th one.
5th.
I mean, how do you get? This must be why you wanted
The real
comedy.
Jack. We the new Jacksons.
You must have wanted to get into comedy because you needed to have a voice and be noticed and get attention.
No, I was actually the one that got the most attention.
Really?
Yeah. Because I was the youngest boy. So it's like, oh, Brandon's the kid, the baby, and everybody would take out the trash, and I would be the one that's like not, still having fun.
You didn't have to do it, yeah.
Yeah, because I had like other brothers and stuff like that. You know,
Yeah.
we get in fights. Wait till I get my brothers.
Yeah.
Like literally my brothers, not my brothers. Like these are literally, brothers say,
You're
wait
a
till I get
gang.
my brothers. Like, no, these are my real brothers.
I've heard of the Jackson 5. You were the Jackson gang, pretty much.
Jackson 9, yes sir.
So, wow, 9. I mean,
9.
did your parents didn't consider birth control or anything? At any point?
Back in the day, that's when they used to. That's when women actually, loved, having babies, and it was fun. It was like it was okay to be. Because nowadays it seems misogynistic if you ask a girl to cook and stuff. They be like, no, Beyonce said we don't gotta do that no more. You know what I mean? They get real,
But your mother enjoyed that
They
lifestyle.
enjoy it, and I love my mom. My mom was
my
like an
girlfriend-
all-American mom.
My girlfriend, who I've been dating for a year, is the same way. She wants to cook. She wants to clean. She's a bright, intelligent. She graduated from college, but she wants to be.
But if you say that now, they be like, no.
Oh no, this
This is not. We don't just cook. I'm like, okay.
She was amazed that she'd cook, and every time she would cook, and I go, oh, this is so great, thank you. She goes, what do you mean? Your other girlfriends didn't cook for you? I go, no,
Never.
No,
What girls cook
a
these
Pop
days?
Tart and a sausage link. That is not a meal, ladies.
Yes. So, what did your parents do for a living when you were growing up?
Both of my parents are pastors. How about that?
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
And yeah, I'm the comedian, so it's that's me up there.
So they were able. I mean, having 9 kids.
Yeah.
Has to be very expensive. And
yeah,
as a
but,
pastor, you're not making any money, are you?
No,
I mean,
well,
a little. I mean, they make money, but it's not.
okay.
It's not a lot.
So
So
for 9 kids, you look at. I mean, my dad would take us I remember he'd take the big lots for Christmas.
yeah, and just
And then you know what I'm saying, my dad was one of them 70s brothers. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's real. Just like he he had the kind of the jive kind of
yeah.
cool. My dad was real cool, laid back
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It's funny because he never wanted to cuss when he would get mad at me. He'd make up his own, use acronyms.
His own words.
Sugar, honey, iced tea. I'm like that. I know what you're trying to say.
So was he? They were very religious then. Your parents, I'm assuming.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, my dad kind of walked the walk and talked the talk. He wouldn't, he was really like out of all the people in his peers, he was like the goody two shoes. He was the one that was.
Were you afraid of your father growing up? Then?
I was mad when my dad. My dad used to. You got me reminiscing. My dad used to watch the Detroit news.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you know, like the Detroit news is really, really hood. It's like ratchet. It's like, you know, really bad. You know, and like when they say they shooting live, they literally are shooting live. You know, it's real. You know, but you know, my dad would look at the TV and he would like yell at the TV and get mad and stuff.
Yeah.
Like he would like, yeah, he still does it to this day. I went home Thanksgiving. He like, look at this. Look, honey. Look. The police done it again. Barack look all stressed out. Came in the office of Denzel Washington. Now he like Morgan Freeman, baby. My dad be just yelling at the TV and stuff. So my dad
was he strict with you?
Well, he was pretty strict. He was like, he tried to stay in the ramifications of being a regular father, but at the same time he had we had to represent him.
Yeah.
So in the city, so it was like my dad had these metaphors. You making me reminisce. These metaphors is funny. He would you ever see the old people? They can have metaphors that makes it, what I mean? Like, let me see if I can, like, let me get, another man's trash is another man's treasure. And you gonna end up in sanitation like your uncle. I'm like, Dad, you know what I mean? The game is chess, not checkers. And you playing Connect Four. I'm like,
did he?
You making me reminisce about my family.
Did you ever get into any trouble as a kid? I mean, did you?
I was the black Ferris Bueller.
So you were running scams. You were.
I was.
But
like,
you were smooth about it.
I was a little bit smoother, kind of
Yeah.
Fresh Princey, and I hate to say that because it sounds so cliche, but that was kind of my life in real life. You know,
Yeah.
it was kind of like you move from the hood to the suburbs, you become friends with everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody,
When you were probably a kid, Fresh Prince was probably on when you were a kid.
It
right?
was.
Yeah.
It was. And I used to watch it, kind of like think about this is kind of my life.
Is this so? You looked at that show and
somebody getting in a fight at a
and
basketball court. Nobody didn't
yeah.
spin me around and throw me into the audience in the radio.
Did
playing.
so you was Will Smith an inspiration of yours?
Oh, Will's an inspiration, I think, for everybody. I mean, he was. I wouldn't say directly as an actor. Just like everyone idolized like a Will or Denzel or a Johnny Depp or Brad Pitt. These are guys who have done things that our generation has not done yet.
Will Smith must be a pretty smart guy though, because he, who would have thought when you look at that career and his rap career in the beginning, it was very cheesy with all, and then he gets into TV and you go, oh, this show can't work, this isn't gonna work. Then he parlays that into movie star, and
yeah.
it's been.
He's someone to idolize in general. You know what I mean? He's dope. But Will's dope. Everyone knows that. He's a good dude.
So what was the motivation for you to get into comedy? What made you decide that you wanted to do that?
Had to get out of Detroit, man. It's crazy out there. No, I'm joking. I was always funny, man. I was always asking questions in class. Like I was that kid, the one to raise his hand and say. But I was looking back. I forgot that I was class president, 11th grade year. I saw the yearbook. I was like, It's like, when was I class? I really don't remember running for class president. I don't remember even being class president. But I remember, like, when I looked at my thing, I'm like, I was clown and class president, which was kind of a oxymoron.
So when did you decide? Did you start comedy in Detroit, or did you move out of there first?
I started on the road. I used to do I would do these little talent shows around the city. It'd be like, and sometimes I wouldn't say to any kid to do this, but it worked for me. But I used to skip school to so bad to say to do little talent shows.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would leave, like I would run to the set of 8 Mile and stuff. Like I would always leave school and try to. Make it like this, school ain't for me, but it was, I was just like, it was my senior year where I really slacked off.
Yeah.
11th grade, 10th grade, I was really cool, but senior year I kind of took a turn where I was just like, I would get my homework done, but I wouldn't go to school. So I had like all A's, but 72 absences. It was weird. They didn't know if to graduate me or flunk me, but, I knew, and then I went on the road with this local comedian named Horace H.B. Sanders. You know what I mean? And I would go like Ohio, Toronto, little places, little bars, and just do stand up. And it was just kind of
more in
an urban setting. More, it was real hood.
So if I showed up in the audience, I would have been the only white guy that was
you
there.
And Eminem.
Basically. Yeah,
would have been. M was there, so even if
So what did your parents think of this when you're doing this kind of stuff?
They was just like, my dad was like, as long as he out my house. No, my dad was always Very supportive at the same time. Just make it, because I don't want you coming back here and I'm paying for the bills for your food. You know,
I would think
black
I would
fathers
think
are
that a
real.
parent that
When you 18,
Yeah.
you grown. It's just get out. You
Yeah.
know, as a man, you can't be two dudes walking around the house like, Dad, don't touch my peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You know, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Fathers, especially, you know, I think, you know, for me, my experience. You ever watch? Remember Good Times? James Evans would come in and slam the door, and
Yeah.
it's kind of the same type of things, but they push you to be, you know,
So
to get out and do and to work. 18 is done. My sisters, they can stay all they want. The daughters can stay till they 63 years old. Like, I'm still looking for a career and I'm a hygienist. Like, no, you know. But we gotta get out.
yeah.
So that's how it is.
I know that you were you also do acting. I know you were in Tropic
I
Thunder.
do some acting.
I you know, I haven't seen that movie since it came out, so you're gonna have to refresh my memory.
Okay.
Tell me what.
It was a movie where we all were actors.
Yeah.
In the movie, and we would play like we were doing. It's a movie within a movie. This was a story about us attempting to make it this movie.
And it's like in Vietnam or something, right?
Well, we shot it in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. was black the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, really black the whole time. That was like real. If you ever seen the movie, I'm really upset in the movie. Like Robert, like that. It was like
So
I wasn't.
he
I
has
didn't come on
blackface
set.
on.
Yeah, I
and
didn't
what
come
was
on
the
set
story?
mad black dude. I became mad black. He would come into the set. Man, he come to set be on some like he. I don't know if you know. He's a method actor. I don't know if you know that. So he's like, you know, he came to say like, you know, he's like, he came in one time, he's like, you know how we always late? I'm like, no, I don't know.
So he would stay in
I
this
don't know how we
black
always
character.
late. No, I don't. Like, he showed up late. I'm like, okay. But he would do little things. I'm about to go listen to Kanye West. And I knew, I'm not saying Robert don't, but Robert Downey's a true, like, rocker, you know?
Yeah.
So I knew he was messing with me.
Yeah.
So it made me mad, and I would get mad, and then I would just take the anger out and put the lines in there, and they were like, brilliant. I'm like, thanks.
When that movie came out, people were wondering. They go, "Is this offensive to black people that they have?"
You know what's
him
funny? The
playing this
R word
character?
got in trouble. The black people laughed at it. The
Yeah.
NAACP was like, "Oh, that was a great job." You know? And the R word got in trouble. I'm not even gonna say it because I don't feel like them coming at me. But the R word got in trouble.
For mentally challenged. The
Yes.
R word for mentally challenged kids. Yeah.
That one got. That's the one that you know. I thought they was gonna be picketing about the blackface and everything, but it was the R word. That the heat went to Ben Stiller because he, you know, that whole situation.
That was a pretty good movie, though. I mean, how did you land a role like this?
I thought it was. I auditioned like anybody else.
How many other guys auditioned for that? Do you
A
think?
lot.
And how? I mean, what did you do? When you go in
What
there
did
for an
I do?
audition process, I mean, explain how this works. So I'm assuming I've seen stuff on TV. There's a table. You got a couple of guys sitting behind the table, casting
No,
director.
that's
or whatever.
called America's Got Talent.
Okay, all right. So it's not like that at all. What is it like?
Sorry, it's funny because that would be hilarious if they're like, go. It's like Simon and you know what I mean, and Nick Cannon in the back. If you had your audition process, that'd be actually kind of a funny situation.
So what's it? Tell me what it's like. How did you nail this?
In a regular audition, what happens is normally there's a casting director. And then there's a director. It depends on how good you are, if they want to see you. Sometimes just a casting assistant. Sometimes just a dude smoking a cigarette. You don't know who he is. You just put yourself on tape. You don't know. But in this case, the first time was a casting director. And she was just calling people in and see who goes for the role. And I'm looking at the list like, such and such, okay, I know him. Okay, let me just go in here and just kill this boy, you know, because everybody in there was pretty relatively famous or, you know. So I just gave it everything I got, and they thought it was very funny. You know what I mean? I just knew the character was easy. But it was a lot of different scenes that's not in the movie that we auditioned for. A lot of funnier scenes and stuff that actually was on the director's cut that I auditioned for.
Do they give you this stuff in advance?
Actually, my audition tape is actually on the DVD extras.
So you can watch that if you want to watch his
You can
his
see
audition,
that.
Brandon T. Jackson's audition.
You can see the audition for Tropic Thunder on there.
By the way, he'll be at the Improv tonight at 7:30
Yes!
and all this weekend as well. And
That's where I'm gonna be.
I'll give you the number for tickets here in just a second. So they give you this stuff in advance. So do you know what scenes you're doing when you walk in there? They've given you a script in advance.
But
you can
Ben
look at.
Stiller is, you know, he's a quirky guy, man. So he's like, you know, he give you the script. It's like, try this. Yeah. Good job. Yeah. Go. Okay, now do that one. Do that scene. Do that one. Yeah. Like he's real quirky. You know, he's like, you can't tell if he likes it or.
Yeah.
But then he'll get a call back, and then it's like it got deeper and deeper. It's like, okay, now I'm going to the DreamWorks studios, and they're, okay, now all these executives, all these people in suits staring at me. I must be getting far, and then because I didn't get the part at first, I actually didn't, and then something happened with the other actor, and they end up.
What happened with the other actor?
I don't know, but I know one thing, that they called me, and I was getting the box of ramen noodles. I'll never forget it, without the spices, and it was, it was a good time when I heard, it was one of the best times of my life when I heard Ben Stiller say, "Do you want to come to Hawaii?" Then it felt like America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
Then it felt.
So you weren't even.
Like,
so you weren't even over there. Wait a second. So they're already over there. Were they filming already?
They was filming.
Oh wow.
And I get the call, so I felt like, I was like, okay, this is it. This is going to be the big break.
You must know what happened to the other actor. Was he already out there in Hawaii? Did they fly him out there?
Man, but in Hollywood,
come on, you know what happened. What happened?
I've learned brothers are replaceable, so be on time.
Was the guy?
That's messed up. They're like, okay, no, no, not this guy. Get him.
Did it have something to do with drugs? Was he upset at the part? Was he the other actor? There must be something.
I heard that he did a backflip on set, and then something happened.
He did a backflip on set.
I don't believe anything I'm saying right now. I'm just literally just.
But do you know what happened and you're just not telling me?
Do I know what happened?
Yeah.
You know what's funny about life? Life is good. Like they start making. You got somebody know something, they just switch the subject. Man, look at these boots. These are some nice boots, man.
So it must be something that they don't want you to tell. I mean, there's something scandalous.
It's not that. I'm just such a raw dude. I don't know if I want to, just divulge somebody else's information. I mean, but I think they got it. Might be in some articles. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So, but it ended up being a good break for you. So you drop everything, you fly out there.
Everything.
Yeah.
Fly out there, and then I never forget. I was like, okay, this is. I said to myself, this is it, man. I felt like, oh, this is gonna be the
like
one.
You've made it.
I felt like it, but then no. You got to do something else. Then you got to do something. There's no making it anymore. There's no. Making it is relative.
Yeah.
Making it is what's your goals. You do a goal, okay, you set it, and you do something else. Yeah, I think we have this leprechaun rainbow, in our head, where it's like this, you know what I mean? This gold at the end of the rainbow. It's like, oh my God, I'm here, I made it. But it's not like that.
What do you think of a guy like Kevin Hart, who he's probably, would you say he's the biggest black comedian right now?
He's the biggest comedian right now.
You think the biggest comedian, period,
so.
right
Well,
now? Yeah.
movie-wise or stand-up? But I think both. But now, we're talking about Russell P. Got Russell P. Well, how do you...
I don't know how you define who the biggest is.
How you define is the biggest. Seinfeld's still making millions and millions
but he's
of dollars.
not really doing much, yeah.
Well, he's doing
a lot.
He's
doing stand-up and he's making shows and whatever.
He's only making $1 billion. I think that's doing a little something. You got to define what's success. What you mean, popularity? Yeah, he's the most popular comic right now. He's great.
You like him? You think that he's great?
I think Kevin Hart's great. I think everyone that work hard in his business is funny. You gotta respect what they do. I think that the fact that only a few people like Dice Clay can say they Dane Cook, they can say that they sold out the Madison Square Garden is really, I think it's dope.
Do you ever critique another comedian, or do you ever? I mean, when you watch
he's older
guys like
too.
this,
I'm a younger comic than him. He's a little bit older than me, so I kind of look at him and say, okay, that's a good way to go, of course, because he's doing a great job. But I also looked at Chris Tucker. I also look at all the older ones that that came before me. I'm still underground.
Yeah.
I'm still underground talent.
Do you ever
stand up wise
get jealous? Like because you probably know a bunch of guys that are also doing comedy as well, and they may get a big break or something may happen to them. They get on a TV show or whatever, and they make it. Honestly, do you get that?
Do I look at somebody and say, look at him, hope he get diarrhea tonight?
I mean, that would be tough for me because I think I would get jealous at other people's success. I just would. I go, why isn't that me? I want that to happen. The only reason
why you should be jealous if you think if you're insecure in what you do, and then it's not just that. You got to be. For me, I don't really. I mean, I grew up sharing things all the time. I had, it was a lot of us, so I never had a jealousy situation. I don't get jealous of someone and go, oh. Envy is a stupid trait to have, I think. But my thing is, you should be happy for people who's, and plus, like, it's fun to watch, people that are success. You could look at Chris Rock, look at Martin Lawrence, look at these cats that you can look up and say, whoa, they did it. These guys, for me, I look more up to them like, okay, They're older dudes. They're doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, it's kind of more inspiring than jealousy.
The newspaper.
As deep as it is, I feel like I'm philosophizing. Jealousy is
the newspaper,
with a J, not an H.
There's a newspaper article that just came out. I think it was today, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
That says that you are shopping for engagement rings with your girlfriend.
You know what's funny? People only. I've learned that it's like they just make up stuff.
That's totally not true.
The drunk on the plane was not true. The what else was not true? The engagement ring is not true. I mean. I have a girl that I like a lot. Were
you shopping for jewelry with her?
No,
not at all.
No, we got taxes to pay first. Forget that. I'm good. I don't. You know. I mean, it's not like I wouldn't.
How long you been dating this girl?
A year.
So 1 year.
A year.
You think you could possibly marry this chick?
Maybe. Maybe. But it's like I don't. Wait. What article is that? I keep hearing about this. Somebody keep telling me.
I'll tell you.
Everybody keeps saying congratulations. I'm like.
Let me look at my research. The American Sun Times. Where's that from, Rob? Where's the American Sun Times?
What references?
This is today. Rob.
Today.
He's not listening.
Is he listening to me back there, Charlie?
Yeah, turn your mic on, douche.
Turn your. There. Now I can hear you. Go ahead, Rob.
Do not know. Sorry, they should wait all that time for nothing.
You're the guy that provides this research.
Is that reference real, or is that a credible reference?
It says on October 9th, which is today, it was reported by the American Sun Times that he and his girlfriend Denise were shopping for an engagement
So today, so this morning.
Yeah, this morning.
I was shopping.
No, I think they're just reporting it now. It just says that you've been. It says the couple was seen closely eyeing some pricey bling in a couple of major jewelry stores.
Where at?
It doesn't say, but it's huge rings that could be described as the kind usually slipped on a woman's left-hand ring finger.
And the ring was $1 million.
And yes, and that engagement is inevitable, according to a source, whatever that source is.
The Sun Times, real quick, is in Heber Springs, Arkansas, so I don't know if you were there before you came to here.
Arkansas.
No, I've never been to Herbert Springs. They just making up stuff.
Is your girlfriend even named Denise? Do we have the right Brandon T. Jackson?
Yeah.
This might be like the local car dealer.
Like, hey, come get my car. It's Brandon T. Jackson, brother. My girl is named Denise, but I think they just taking the random truths and just putting it together and just, I don't know.
How'd you meet this chick?
I met her at a birthday party.
Yeah. And did you know immediately, this girl's good looking, I want to hook up with this chick, or what?
Her friends actually came up to me drunk when, her friends were like, my girlfriend thinks you're hot. And I'm like, wait, where is she? You're such a celebrity. We're not just going to come up there and... Cause you know what's funny about women? When they get drunk, they say what they not going to do, or they not just,
But they do it anyway?
They do it anyway. I was going to take off my clothes and just come in your house and just get all crazy. I'm like, I never said that, but now that you mentioned it... No, her friend was on extra drunk mode, and I guess, then she came out of, nowhere. Was like, I'm going to apologize for my friend. I'm like, are you the girl that somehow... I'm like, hey, what's your name? I'm Brandon, Then we just started talking from there.
And one thing led to another.
One thing led to another, but she was a very classy girl. I couldn't, I didn't even she didn't even have a drink with me. She doesn't drink. Mm-hmm. At the time, I drank. At the time, I really don't, it slows me down. It's too much. But, I was, just talking to her, and I just thought this girl's beautiful, and we started going out on dates. Not dates, we became friends. Mm-hmm. At the time, I was really, I was working on Beverly Hills Cop the pilot, and I was just so focused with that I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that, and I'm not gonna focus on any females right now. Just boom, work.
Yeah.
And I guess it's funny when you're not looking for a woman, they literally kind of come
throw
at
themselves at you. Yes.
They can smell it.
Also, when you have a girlfriend, now that you have a girlfriend, probably more chicks are coming up to you than ever before.
It's it's weird. They check my Instagram.
Yeah.
And they get mad.
Yeah.
It actually I don't know. It kind of backfires on me because
you mentioned this.
It's like their dreams are lost or something. I'm like, it was gonna be with you anyways. You know what I'm saying?
You mentioned this Beverly Hills Cop pilot. This was a television show, but it never aired.
It
right?
never aired.
What?
I don't know.
What
was
this?
Like some network political stuff.
So, give me the premise of this. Obviously, it's based on the movies, which
this
were fantastic.
This was based on the movie. We said Axel Foley had a son named Aaron Foley, who was a badass Detroit police officer.
And that's who you played?
Yeah.
Okay.
And It was a really good pilot, actually. It's all political stuff.
And it never got picked up. You must have been very disappointed when you learned
I was
about that.
actually, honestly, I was like, everything happens for a reason. But I was very surprised. Not just I was like, what?
Because it was so good, you thought.
It was really good.
Yeah.
And I would, it was really good. And I don't know. It was great. But this is what I take from it. I got to work with Eddie Murphy. That's huge. Side by side with Eddie Murphy. No comic my age has ever done that.
You also mentioned this thing that this article or this story that was out about you about being drunk on a plane. You brought that up. You said that's untrue.
Yeah, it's very untrue.
Now
they act like I was Lamar Odom in the exit row.
You were kicked off of a U.S. Air flight. This was a couple of years ago, I think. A year or two ago.
No, it was like last year.
And they said that you were being very disruptive.
Yeah.
That you were playing loud music.
I was loud. We're not racist. He was twerking in aisle 6. I'm like, wait, what else was I doing?
What happened? Give me your version of
do-rag
events.
on. What happened on that plane? Honestly, what happened was I asked for a drink. The lady was I don't know. They thought I was being loud. It was ladies in front of us. It was these old ladies in front of us, and they were being extra loud. They thought it was me and my crew.
Mm-hmm.
They just assumed that it was my crew being loud, but that's another story. And then the lady said, we can't serve you too loud. I'm like, you're playing loud music. Exactly what she said. I'm not playing no music. It's these ladies in the front. But no one, even if it was, doesn't matter what race the ladies were. Older ladies, you're not gonna believe that they making noise. But I'm like, no, these women are turned up. You know what I'm saying? They listen to Big Sean. They I don't know what they doing. These are some turned up.
There's a couple of older black women in front of you. Oh,
white women.
They were white women.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no one believes that old white women. No, I'm like, yo, no, this is them. They turned up. And then they were like, we can't serve you. And I was like, okay, blah, blah, blah. And I got upset. And I was like, yo, what do you mean you can't serve us? This is not me, it's them. And I'm like, yo, dude, listen, man, I'm just literally, I haven't said anything. I'm studying my lines, right? And because I was studying my lines because I was going on for an audition. And the lady next to me, and she was like, well, I don't care. I said, I'm an actor. I'm studying my lines. I'm just trying to really, focus. I'm not, And she was like, I don't care if you're Obama. She said the N-word. I don't care if you're Obama's son.
The flight attendant said this to you?
Yeah. That's what she said.
Well, you didn't bring up Obama, did you? She
No.
just pulled this right out of her ass.
That's what I was like, okay. But then when I called racism, they said no, it's not.
Yeah.
You got to cover your ass because you're a corporation. Blah blah blah.
Do you ever find yourself? I mean, do you find yourself a victim of racism often? Do you think?
I mean, life is what it is, but I don't really victim. What you mean victimized? Like I'm like, oh, I can't do anything because the white man's holding me down. No. I seen talents rise above it. It's sad that it's trying to trickle down in my generation, but what can you do? Some people are just not going to change. You just got to kind of, what can you do?
So then it's reported that you were the airline puts out the story that you were drunk and being an ass, basically.
Pretty much. And people want to believe that, like they want to believe. People like to believe the juicy gossip.
Yeah.
He had an engagement ring worth $1 billion.
But now did you stop drinking now because your
honestly,
girlfriend doesn't drink? So did you quit drinking yet?
I quit drinking because my girlfriend kept drinking, and it was funny. It was slowing me down a lot, and I had to, just slowed me down. You know what I mean? It just, because I'm a real quick dude. I like to have fun, and I would just be dragging in the morning and be, what I'm saying,
Sure.
just kind of,
Right.
that the hangover. I'm getting older too, so like when I was like 22 drinking, you could
do
just
it every day.
Do it every day.
Sure.
I started going on the road more, and I'm like, I can't do this every day, man. Yeah. It's
Is it true that you're worth $4 million?
I don't know.
That's what Celebrity Net Worth says. I mean, that's a tremendous amount of money.
I was trying to. I don't know. Really? I'm trying to. Do I have $4 million liquid? I wish.
$4 million. I mean, my goodness, this is a lot of money.
It's. I mean,
what pays you the most amount? The stand-up stuff. That's what pays the most.
I didn't know I was worth $4 million. I guess I'm. What does that mean? Net worth? How much you can generate, or how much?
No. How much you actually have in assets, like your home, your cars, your whatever, your bank accounts. All your money adds up to $4 million. That's a lot.
Is that what they say?
Yes.
Yeah. Although, where are they getting this from? With the same source in the Sun Times?
It could be, yeah.
It's the same dude writing it.
Celebrity Net Worth says that I ended up on this website. They say that I'm worth $10 million. No joke.
Is it true?
No, it's not true. It's not even close to being true. I mean, I make very good money, but I'm not $10 million.
What do we believe, man? They got my age wrong on Wikipedia.
He's a $4 million drunk a-hole who's getting married. Yeah.
Who's getting married, hey guys.
Well, listen, Brandon T. Jackson
What's
is going to
up,
be
man?
at the Improv. He'll be there tonight at 7:30. Tomorrow, Friday and Saturday. Both of those times are the same, Friday and Saturday, 7:30 and 10:15. That's right. And then Sunday at 7 o'clock. And that's at the Improv. I'm going to give you the number to call for tickets. It's 216-696-4677. That's 216-696-4677. Do you have any other projects that you're working on?
I have a new film called Eloise.
Okay.
I just saw it. I like it a lot.
What is it? Is it a comedy or is
no,
it?
No, it's actually a drama, but I'm funny in it. So it's a kind of a thriller, you know. And I really like it.
When does this come out?
I don't have a release date, but it's going to be like a festival movie. Everyone, go to the festivals and
right, and then
you
then
you
come out
watch
after
it.
that,
You get your coffee and you go.
Yeah.
You act like you're cold, and you think, you know what I mean. When you watch like festival movies, everyone's like, "Yeah, this is gonna be a good movie." You get like real artsy, and you like, you put your hand on your chin and act like it's really artsy.
Like people do when they go to a museum or when they look at art, they're like, "Oh, look at this," and it's just a dot on a canvas of paper.
Exactly.
One dot. This is art.
Yeah. So you ain't. I'm not the only one that be thinking that.
Art's garbage. There's this guy that there's a guy that takes these photographs. What's the guy's name? And he does these.
Spencer.
I don't know what he does. They call them installations, and what he does is he'll put out a call and he'll go, "I need 500 people to come down, and we're going to go down on a street, and you're going to take off all of your clothes, and you're just going to kneel on all fours, and I'm going to get up on a ladder and take a photo of that." People think this guy is brilliant. I go, anyone could do that. I could do that.
It's that weird stuff. You just got to be extra weird. You got to be like, I'm going to paint.
And I think the weirder it is,
I'm going to put paint on my body and just just lay myself as a sacrifice for art. You just got to talk like this.
The weirder it is, people want to feel as if they know what it is, so they're like, "Oh, that's great. That's great."
It's a dot. Just look at it. Look closely. It's a dot.
It's all garbage. Well,
you just gotta, you know what I mean. You got to be extra mystical.
Don't spend any of your $4 million on an art collection. Then, all right?
I would spend some of your $10 million.
What kind of car do you have? This will tell me whether you're worth $4 million or not.
One 2010 Range Rover. That's it.
Okay.
Which I want to get rid of. Anybody want to buy a 2010 Range Rover?
No one's that stupid. They're the worst cars ever. I had one. It was awful.
Cars.
It was awful.
Dude, serious. Every 2 seconds, I'm changing my transmission. I'm like, everything goes out. The brakes went out. I'm like, dude.
I had the same. I had a 2010. Bought it brand new.
Mm-hmm.
The supercharged, full size supercharged, top of the line.
Horrible
Can't get any better. It was the first year that I had it. I swear to God, it was in the shop 90 days out of the first year I had it. They had to replace everything multiple times. And it turns out it was leaking water down a pillar that would get into the electrical system and short everything. It was the absolute worst piece of garbage car. And they're so expensive, but they are
too much money. And the gas prices.
Yes.
And the gas mileage is just too, so there goes my Range Rover.
Brandon, listen, I appreciate you coming in. Have fun while you're here in town.
I love the Tears couch, man. I'm going to stay on this.
All right.
Hey, Rover, you have 2 pairs of tickets to give away.
All right. I'll do that right now. Caller 30 and 31. I'll give you a pair of tickets to see Brandon T. Jackson over at the Improv this weekend.
Hey, could my manager, could you screenshot a shot of this so I can Twitter, so I can...
You want like a still of you right here?
We're going to do a still.
Just looking hard right there. Yeah. Anthony, can we get a still of this?
Mid-thug. This is mid-thug. Let me see. Can we still?
Look hard. Oh, come on. You can look harder than that. You're from Detroit.
This is tough. So I'm a light skin. Look I'm from both sides. Let me see. It's good.
All right.
It's cool. Did we get it?
Yeah, we'll get that to you. We'll get that to you right
Mark,
now.
make sure you tweet that out so I can say I was on the show. What's your Twitter handle?
Rover Radio. One word. Rover Radio.
You're good. You're a great interviewer.
Thank you.
I feel so comfortable.
Thank you.
It's like I don't have to do no drugs on this. No medication.
Well, listen, have fun while you're here.
Thank you, man.
I appreciate you coming
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And good luck with this other movie that you have coming out, too, man.
Yes, hopefully, people like it in different...
Hey, and by the way, when you get as big as Kevin Hart used to come in here. He'd come on the show all the time.
Yeah.
Now Kevin Hart, the best he does is give me a call.
For 2 minutes.
Yeah, he'll call me, go, I'm on the set of a movie and this or that. He also promised me when he was in here, I'm going to put you on my TV show. I go,
Right.
Still waiting for this call, you little punk ass. You're only 5 feet tall. So if you ever run into him, tell him I'm looking for him.
Rover said he looking
I'm going to beat your ass.
Beat your ass on the White Couch.
That's right.
Beat your black ass.
That's right. Nothing's more humiliating than getting beat up by a skinny white guy like me, right? So this could really kill your career, Kevin. No one would forgive it. Brandon, I appreciate you coming in.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Let me take a quick break. We'll be right back on Rover's Morning Glory. Hang on.
Rover's Morning Glory.